Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria, and today we are going to be starting a new reading vlog that I am both excited and also a slightly bit apprehensive about because I am going to be reading books that are your favorites of the year so far. So a couple of weeks ago, I asked in my Instagram stories what your favorite books of the year were so far. And I got quite a few responses, and of those responses, I chose 3 books that were mentioned multiple times. It wasn't just one person that said it, it was at least 2 or 3 people that had said that that was their favorite book. And I'm going to be reading 3 of the three that I chose. There were only, I think, 4 that fit my criteria of at least 3 people had said that they were the favorites of the year and that I haven't read yet. So I have 3 that I'm going to be reading in this vlog that are your favorites of the year so far. So the 3 books that I will be reading are Carnal Urges by J.T. Geisinger. This one is actually book 2 in the Queens and Monsters series by J.T. Geisinger. Ruthless Creatures is the first one, and I have read that, so this works out perfectly. Carnal Urges is the next one in the series, and I've been wanting to get to this series for a while anyway and like continue with the series. I liked book 1. I didn't love book 1, but I know that a lot of people have said that the series like gets better and better as it goes on, and that book 2 is like amazing. So I am excited about it and hoping that I will love it. I don't know really anything about it other than the fact that it's mafia and that it's about the best friend of the girl from book 1, and I loved the best friend in book 1. I think her name was Sloane. She was like a badass, and so I liked her a lot, and so I'm hoping that I will like the book. But I don't really know what the plot is or any of like the tropes that are in it other than the fact that it's mafia. So I'm gonna be reading that one. And then the next one that I'm gonna read is The Words by a Jade or Ashley Jade. This one is a rock star romance. It's thick, it's like long. I am excited about this one because it was like on my TBR as like, hey, that's possibility of something that I want to read, but I've also heard that it has a lot of angst in it. And I think it's like enemies to lovers or friends to enemies to lovers or something similar to that. I think that they were like, he bullied her in high school and now he's a famous rock star or something, and she goes on tour with him. I could be wrong about that, but that's my understanding of it so far. So I haven't started it yet, but that's what my understanding is based on what other people have said. So I'm gonna read that one. I know that Tori from Novel Life read it recently and like absolutely loved it. It was like her favorite book that she read in July or something. So that gives me some hope because Tori and I tend to have similar, not exact, but similar reading tastes. That one also works perfectly because Ashley Jade is going to be at a book signing that I'm going to in October called Love in Vegas, and so I will be able to have read a book by her. So I hope I like it so that I can meet Ashley Jade and actually have read and liked her book. Then the third one is the one that I'm the most nervous about, but I got the most responses saying that this one was your favorites, and that is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This, I believe, is a love triangle, and I don't like love triangles, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna see how it goes. I already bought the audiobook, so I've committed, and so this one, like I said, is a love triangle. I know nothing else other than the fact that it's a love triangle. People are very conscientious when they talk about this book because it's a spoiler to tell you who she ended up with, because it's like very secretive about, it's one of those ones where you like absolutely do not know which one she's gonna end up with. So I have no idea. I haven't seen any spoilers, and I'm not going to try look at spoilers unless I get really frustrated halfway through because I really want her to be with one person. Then I'll probably look at a spoiler to make sure that the one I like is the one that she ends up with. But that is the one I got the most responses about. That is the one that everyone said was their favorite. So hopefully I like it. It's a little out of my comfort zone, but hopefully I like it. But those are the 3 that I'm going to be reading in this vlog. The one that I'm going to be starting with is Carnal Urges. I already owned the audiobook. I have started it. And the only thing I know so far is that it's captive. That's all I got so far. I literally just started it. So that is going to be this vlog, and I hope it goes well. So I will catch up with you when I am about halfway through Carnal Urges so that I can give you a full my thoughts so far / what it's actually about. Hey friends, so I am currently reading Carnal Urges by J.T. Geisinger. I am far into it. I'm on like chapter 30. Audible doesn't tell you what percentage that is, which is stupid. They should. But according to the app, I have an hour and a half about left in the audiobook on 2 times speed. So an hour and a half left. So I'm quite far into it. It's like a 9.5 hour audiobook. And I am very much enjoying it. The heroine Sloane is such a badass. Like, I really like her. She's like one of those prickly, tough shit kind of heroines that I really like. So I'm liking her like a lot, and she's super intelligent and like talks back a lot. And so it's captive. And so the head of the Irish mafia has captured her, and she's like thanks him for taking a gag out of her mouth, and like talks back to him, and like asks him, demands that he gives her certain things. And then his like men, she's like charming them, not like as a woman, but like as just like a human. Like, she's so nice to them and is just like asking them questions about themselves, and not in a way as I'm trying to get out of being captured, more just in a, I'm a nice person and I'm not scared over the fact that you guys captured me. She's like a very go with the flow, like, I've been captured, that's okay, I'll live my life. So it's very interesting. There was one storyline, I don't want to spoil, I'll maybe do like a spoiler section at the end, but there was one thing where I was just like, that's super weird. I don't know why. I was just like, that's strange. Like, why did they include that section of it? Because, okay, so the heroine has to go to the hospital for something, and I loved seeing him care for her in the hospital room and everything, and him being like worried for her over the fact that she was in the hospital. But what ended up happening like in the hospital that ended up being nothing, if you've read this book, if you know what I'm talking about, I just thought that whole storyline, that like addition, was stupid. But overall, this book so far has been very, very good. Don't want to put it down or anything. I've been listening to it like all day, basically, and I'll probably finish it tonight because it's about 5 o'clock right now, and I'm doing reading sprints tonight on a live show on Nikki's channel, Nikki and Bookland. I think it's on Nikki's channel, with Caitlin and Tiffany from Tiff Talks Pages and The Love Librarian. So I'm going to be doing reading sprints on, I think it's Nikki's channel. And so I'll probably finish this book during those sprints, or even before the sprints, because the sprints aren't until 7 and it's only 5 o'clock right now. So either way, that's unimportant. But I'm very much liking this book. There was that one thing that I didn't like. I love the hero being like so taken aback by the heroine. He had certain expectations about what he thought that she would be, and she completely blew through those expectations and he was like, that is not what she's like at all. And she's like quoting poetry to him, and he's like, you know who this is? And she like was talking about like some philosopher or something, and he's just like shocked that she knows who that is. And she has like a genius IQ apparently, and he, I guess, thought that she was going to be like a dumb pretty girl or whatever, and she's like very much not. She's very, very smart, she's very charismatic, and she's very like take no shit. So I like her a lot. She is the main thing that I like about this book. It was, in a weird way, like insta love, like not I don't know how to explain it, because it was definitely like he captured her. So then, like, again, I don't know how to do this without spoiling things, but like they got closer as she was his captive, but it seemed like it went from like them not having feelings to like all of a sudden them being in love, which I was just like, wow.
So it wasn't like a I look at you and I immediately love you. It was more like a things escalated very fast and I almost was like, did I miss something? The last book was like that also. Book 1 was like that also, where it was like insta lovey style, but maybe that's just how this author does things. This is only the second book that I've read by this author. I'm like tired and my thoughts are like going in a circle and not eloquently speaking words. But overall, I'm liking it. I'm having a good, fun reading experience and it's just a good time.
Hello. So I'm pretty sure I updated you that I finished Carnal Urges, but if I didn't, I finished Carnal Urges and I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I liked it more than Ruthless Creatures, but I didn't love it. And it still was that insta love that the first one was. Like, it's captor captive, and I guess it went from being like captor captive to lovers like really quickly, and it was like a split second, like one chapter they didn't like each other and the next chapter they were in love. So I don't love that, and I don't think that the relationship developed enough for me to believe that they actually were in love. I really loved the heroine. I thought she was super badass and really interesting. And I liked the way that she got men to do what she wanted just by being like nice to them. Like, she was so much different than they expected her to be, that she had this like quality over these people who had captured her, that they would go into her room where she's like tied up and she would just talk to them and they would leave being like on her side, like wanting to do things for her. And I thought that that was really cool and really fit her character. And I mean, like, she was the reason why I wanted to read the book, because I liked her so much in book 1. But that being said, I didn't love the way that the relationship went. And so while I thought it was cute and I liked it a lot better than I liked book 1, there were still issues with it and I didn't love it. So 4 stars, still very good. But I've started The Words by A. Jade, and I started it earlier today and I'm already over halfway through it. This book is so long, like I did not realize until I started it. It's like almost a 17-hour audiobook. Like, yeah, it's 16 hours and 51 minutes. That's crazy. That's so long. So I did not realize that it was this long, but it's really, really good so far. There are definitely parts of it that are like the rock star life that always make me uncomfortable during rock star romances, specifically trigger warning for drug use and like overuse of drugs, so to the point of like injuring yourself because you were high. So that is a lot. Also, child abuse, which was not something that I knew going into that was in this book. So just be aware of that. But this book starts, and it's like quite a while. Starts with them being in high school. So the hero's name is Phoenix and the heroine's name is Lennon. And Lennon was like the loser in high school. She was bullied a lot for her weight. And Lennon was like a popular guy, but also like not really an outcast, but you know how like in high school movies you have like the popular one who's like popular because they're like stoic and bad boy like? That's who Phoenix is. And so he has sex with the really hot girls and he has like this reputation, but he doesn't have like a ton of friends like that kind of popular. So it's more like he has like a cool reputation for being like the bad boy and that people like him because of that. But he is in a band and he had with his best friend Storm. And the book starts with him having trouble in English and the teacher asking the heroine to tutor Phoenix. And the heroine knows who Phoenix is and has this like sort of crush on him, as in like the, oh, he's the bad boy who would never go for me type of crush. And so she starts tutoring him and realizes he has dyslexia. She learns very quickly, like from the first tutoring session, that he can barely read, and that he has undiagnosed dyslexia, and that teachers have never noticed. And so she helps him study in a way that he, and like advocates for him with the teacher, for him to have things that he needs in order to pass this final and in order to do the project that he needs to do. So I really, really liked her going to bat for him, but he very much in the beginning still has that like bad boy attitude where he's like, she's helping me and I like her. He's realizing that she's like really nice and actually wants to help him, which has never happened to him before. But also like it would ruin his reputation to be nice to her. And so he's still that like teenage high school boy asshole who's like, I can't be seen being nice to this loser or else people will think that I am associating with a loser. Anyway, they start getting really close. Phoenix and the heroine, who I literally am reading this book right now and can't tell you the heroine's name. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't tell you her name. Oh my god, that's horrible. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But the Phoenix and the heroine both end up forming this like against all odds friendship and sort of relationship where they have gotten to a point where they both like each other and all this stuff. And then Phoenix does something that completely kills the heroine's trust. She can't stand him anymore. And then she doesn't see him for like 4 years. And in those 4 years, Phoenix has become a very famous rock star in his band with Storm. And the heroine hates him because something that he did, the thing that he did against her was directly related to his blossoming music career and him like hitting his music career off. And so the heroine's like, you took this music experience that should have been mine away from me, and you're an asshole and a horrible person. And she, in that 4 years, her life is like not that great, and she's really struggling for money and all this stuff. When one day, the manager of Phoenix's band shows up at the bar that she's working at and is like, I will pay you this obscene amount of money to be basically his like sober companion, where she has to spend 24/7 with him to keep him from having any more PR scandals, because something really bad happened within the that was associated with him being on drugs. And so the heroine agrees because, one, she really needs the money, and two, because she feels like it's an opportunity to get back at Phoenix for this thing that he did when they were in high school. They track her down because they're like, she hates Phoenix, and so she would never sleep with him. But all those feelings that they had in high school, like, still come back very quickly. And so the heroine is dealing with the fact that she's like still really attracted to Phoenix and that she still loves him, but that also she hates him because of this thing that he did and how he broke her heart. And so it's very interesting, and there is still, it's like just gotten even more interesting with like this whole twist that I did not expect to have in this book. So it's gotten very interesting. There's still like 4 hours left in this audiobook. So that's what, 8 hours, because I listen on 2 times speed. So there's still a long time left in this audiobook, and I'm like, what is going to happen in that 8 hours? Like, this is going to be insane. And so I'm really, really loving this book. The heroine is plus sized, and she's plus sized in a way that she hates herself and that people are horrible to her and like repeatedly call her like the worst things ever in high school. And even now, like as an adult, those scars like from what they called her in high school still linger. She still has severe insecurities and everything. And so it's really hard to see her, all the people, horrible things that people say to her and all this stuff. And like, I really wish that somebody would like stand up for her and like that. I mean, it's insane. And so while I appreciate the plus size representation, I wish that there was a little bit more of a voice of somebody. It doesn't even need to be the hero, of just somebody saying, you're beautiful, your body's great, like you don't, like those people are wrong. Like I want that other person to be there and be her like cheering squad or something, to be like, because literally it's ridiculous. And it's like, it's that uncomfortableness of that, you know, it's so wrong, and I just want to give her like the biggest hug and like punch out all of the people. I want to be that person that cheers her on and says, your body is beautiful and you don't have to change yourself to fit those people's idea. But nobody's doing that. And so I really want to be the one to do that, but I can't. And so I hope that there is some sort of something from the hero that's like, I don't know, because while I appreciate the plus size representation, I want it to have more of a purpose other than just the fact that she's plus size and she hates herself. Like I want there to be somebody or something or some intervention of, you're beautiful, fat does not equal ugly. Like I just need somebody to tell her that. And so it's frustrating me because nobody is. And so, and they keep bringing it up and I'm like, these people are, I mean, like, oh my God, they're horrible. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. So it's very, very good. The audiobook is fantastic, by the way. Erin Mallon and Teddy Hamilton, like the author, must have shelled out like a shit ton of money for this audiobook because it's done really, really well. So would recommend that if you want to experience this. I'm really, really liking it so far. So I'm going to continue and I will probably finish this today. That's where we're at right now. Hello. Okay, so I'm here to update you. It's been many, many days since I last talked to you. I cannot even remember if I ever told you that I finished The Words, but if I didn't, I finished The Words and I fucking loved it. I gave it 5 stars. So good. I really, really want to read more from Ashley Jade now. I'm very excited because Ashley Jade is actually going to be at the signing that I'm going to in Las Vegas in October. So I'm definitely going to buy a copy of The Words and get it signed. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. And I'm really glad I did this video because I was really apprehensive about picking it up because it is second chance style. And it is rock star romances and that can go either way. But I loved it. I thought it was done so well. I really, really loved Lennon as the heroine, and the hero Phoenix was so, like he was one of those ones that like really like punished himself. He did everything he possibly could to achieve something that he knew that he needed. But after he got up there, he like punished himself basically for all the things that he did in order to get there. And I mean like my favorite part, I can't even tell you because it's such a spoiler of like what he did, but there's this one scene that I really, really love where Lennon finds like letters that Phoenix had written. So if you've read the book, I loved that scene and I thought that that was so cute. And yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. 5 stars. Really, really loved it. So like I said, it's been many, many days since I finished The Words. But I have to read Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I have to read this really quickly because it is actually Wednesday. This video, I'm going to hopefully have it up on Saturday, but my best friend is coming tomorrow at like, I have to go pick her up at like 12:30. So I only have until 12:30 tomorrow to finish this book, film this video, and have it edited and uploaded so that I don't have to do it while she's here. She's coming because we're going to a Harry Styles concert on Friday. I am so excited. But yeah, that's where I have to. So I'm cleaning my room well, before she comes, and I've been listening to Say You Swear while I'm doing that. And unfortunately, I'm super bored so far. I am 7 chapters into it, and nothing has really happened. It is about this like group of people who like all of their parents were best friends, and so they like grew up right next to each other, near each other, and they're all best friends, and they've like never gone anywhere without each other. And the main heroine's name is Ariana, I think, and she has a twin brother, and then the twin brother's best friend she has a crush on, and then her best friend has a crush on her brother, and it's like a whole bunch of people that are all like best friends but like also all have crushes on each other. It's very like very YA. But what is going on right now is that they have graduated high school and they're gonna go to college, and they're all going to the same college, which I just think is dumb. But for the point of the book, I understand that they all need to go to the same college, and her brother and the brother's best friend play football, I think, and this will be like the first, she's talking about how this will be the first time that she's like away from her brother, but they're going to the same fucking college. It's just not that they're just not going to be in the same bedroom or like down the hall from each other, but they're going to be on the same campus. Like, it's not like they're far away. I don't understand this like whole, her brother being like, this is going to be your first time alone away from us. And I'm like, no, it isn't. She's rooming with her best friend from high school. Her brother and his best friend are going to the same college as them. Like, what do you mean? And so I think it's kind of lame. But I'm super bored because like literally nothing has happened. So they like keep talking about the fact that they're going to this college, but for the summer they're like at this beach house that like they apparently own. Like when they all turned 18, their parents, who were all best friends, gifted them this beach house, like put all of their names on it, on the deed and everything. So like all their parents were best friends and their parents all owned it together, and then when they all turned 18, the parents like gave them this beach house, and so they're there for like the summer and everything, I guess, and they're like having parties and getting drunk and like whatever, and it's just nothing has happened, and I'm like 7, almost 8 chapters into this book and nothing has happened. And this is a 17-hour audiobook, so I will keep you updated, but it better freaking get more interesting soon because I'm so bored right now, and it's not motivating me to clean my room because I'm so bored. So I keep sitting down and like going on my computer and stuff, so that's frustrating, but that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. I really hope it gets more interesting because it's boring. And yeah, that's all. Okay, so sorry for the lighting, but here's where we're at. I am gonna DNF Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I hate it. I hate it. The first 100-ish pages of it were so boring, like ridiculously boring and so slow. And I finally got into it a little bit more, and it's bothering me. I hate it. It's just, I cannot stand it. I don't really like anything about it. I think that it's very college, and I'm just not in the mood. I think that the whole love triangle situation is not even my issue. Like, I thought that that would be the problem, but that's not even the problem that I'm having with it, because I don't really like anything about it. I don't even know what else to say, but I went and I read 5-star reviews and I read 1-star reviews of the book on Goodreads, and all of the 1-star reviews were saying everything that I was already feeling, and all the 5-star reviews were just talking about how great the hero is, and I don't think that just the hero is enough for me to stay with it, because yes, I think I know already who she ends up with. Like, I don't think it's very flip-floppy. Like, I think it's pretty obvious anyway to me who she's gonna end up with, and he's very swoony. He's a really good hero, but I don't really like the heroine. I don't really like the other characters. And I don't think that a swoony hero is enough to make up for the fact that I don't really like anything else about the book. And all the 5-star reviews are just talking about how sweet the hero is. And so that's just not enough for me. So I'm going to DNF this officially. So I'm really sorry to all the people that really loved it. If this was your cup of tea, it just wasn't mine. So no offense to you at all. More power to you if you liked this book. Amazing for you. It's not for me. So here's the thing. I asked on my Instagram if you guys wanted me to add a 4th book to this vlog since I was going to DNF the 3rd book. And most of the people voted that they wanted me to add a 4th book. And I don't think I'm actually going to, because I started editing this video and it's already long and I don't want to add another book, and because with timing of life and everything, life got a whole lot busier than it even already was. I just got more work that I have to do tomorrow for my job, and I can't listen to audiobooks at work. And so I just am not going to finish a book in time unless it's a novella, and nobody gave me any novellas that were their favorites of the year. And so unfortunately that is going to be it for this video. If you would like me to do a part 2 or something similar where again I asked on my Instagram, let me know in the comments, because I will absolutely do another vlog. I'd really like to do more themed vlogs in the coming months. So I'm always asking on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, my link to follow me is down below, because I ask questions for videos a lot on there. But that is actually going to be it for this video. So The Words was a fantastic book. That is my favorite from this vlog. I absolutely loved it, and I agree that it's worthy of being on people's favorites of the year. Carnal Urges was great. I'm really glad that I read it. Probably will not end up on my favorites of the year list, but I really liked it and I'm very much going to continue in the series. So I'm very happy that I still did this vlog. So that is going to be it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like it if you liked it, and subscribe so you can see more content from me. And like I said before, let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see me read more of your favorites in another vlog. But that's going to be it. So I hope you have a great day. Bye.